Okay, I think this is the beginning of our 2021 season. We're
Welcome
back.
back to Poddy Talk, the
The
podcast
podcast
where
where we
we
shit talk
shit talk
ourselves.
ourselves.
I'm Jac,
And I'm Tor.
and we're back to the good old Zoom podcast. Now, guys, if we could only explain the level of technical wizards we've had to become to make this happen, like, where do we begin?
I don't know. I hope that this level of commitment is appreciated by all listeners, whether that's YouTube and or Apple or whatever, because this is next level. This is a commitment to the craft of
No, you
audio.
listen, this is like the sweet irony. What's the song by like Alanis Morissette? Like, ironic, is that what it's called? This is the most sweet irony ever. We just spent the last hour and a half. We had some glitches on Tor's end. Her mic wasn't working, the wire was broken. So I'm sitting here trying to remotely help. Obviously, I can't help that much because I don't see what's going on. We finally figured out, and at the end, I go, oh, we need headphones to record. And then what do you know? We have this high-tech setup. I'm here in my studio. The AirPods are dead. So I'm back to wired headphones.
Classic.
But you know what? I'm willing to take the L because at least I think this is working.
I think this is working. Yeah, I guess we should start at the beginning because we've taken a hiatus. We've taken a nice, long, I think, well-deserved break. And now we are back full energy for the podcast for 2021. But I guess our last episode of 2020 was kind of discussing goals, where we were heading, the direction of the podcast, the direction of our lives. And we've had now, I guess, almost 2 months since that last episode. So what has gone on in your life,
I know.
Jaclyn?
I feel like so much life has changed. So many things have happened. I think we have a lot to talk about. But what I think maybe listeners might not know is that we had episodes kind of scheduled going live up until around Christmas time or around New Year's. But we actually had pre-filmed those because we had new lockdown guidelines here in Toronto. So we actually finished filming like mid-November. So we were kind of like anticipating and trying to like get ahead of the curve in terms of conversation. So we've actually not sat down to film an episode in about a month and a half. We're in February now. That's insane. I don't think we've ever had that much time off, but I think as always, I kind of always do like a winter break. So much it was happening already because I had the merch line, which was launching the very beginning of December. Then I had my birthday, and then it was Christmas holiday break, which is kind of like industry shutdown / I put an OOO on my email. So I had a crazy beginning of the month. But then towards the end, I fully just shut off and had like the best reset. Truly did nothing. Didn't even see my brother and half my family because of lockdown restrictions. But I can't complain. I'm healthy. It was rejuvenating. And I feel mentally good right now, which is good. What about you?
I think that's good. Yeah. Same. I mean, the holidays were fine. I was just with my immediate family, obviously different than years past, but it was nice to just kind of, not be alone in my condo. So I kind of isolated and quarantined with them for most of December. It was really fun. We typically on Boxing Day almost always fly off to Mexico and or like somewhere warm, and obviously this year that was not the case, and so we had a like a lockdown beach day, which is just so funny. And we had like a green screen up in our basement of like beaches like flashing across the screens, and then
we can't go to the beach, we will bring the beach to us.
It was great energy. We played like flip cup. We all wore like our beach wear so that it like felt on brand. But yeah, my family was like just super hilarious, and we were all just home for the holidays. So it was nice to just kind of, have some chill vibes. But yeah, jumped right back in. I mean, January, I was committed to the craft of health, and I did dry January, and I was like working out a ton and just like finding the flow of 2021. And I feel like it's just been so nice. I'm feeling good.
January was like one of those months where I swear it did not end. And I know I had called you and I was like, yo, does this not feel like January 52nd? And you're like, bro, my January's flying by. Mine felt so long, and not necessarily in a good or bad way, but I swear I'm like, how is it still January? Like, how are we
so weird?
Here?
I felt the opposite. I felt like every day of January, I was like, oh my God, it's escaping me. Like it's flying by. Like I'm shocked we're in February. I'm like, how did this happen? Like, I don't understand.
I can't believe that we're finally approaching almost a year of official Corona. Like I feel like in North America, we all say like what March 12th was the day that the entire world shut down.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that we're creeping up on that. But also I don't know. I feel like it kind of does go through waves. And I obviously don't want this whole episode to just be talking about it because we're all living it. It's like we don't want to be completely like inundated by it all the time. But I definitely go through waves of being like, oh my gosh, this is never going to end. I can't believe I'm just like, I've been in my condo alone for like what feels like
A
forever.
year. Yeah.
But then also I go through waves of like feeling hope, and I'm like, I think I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I think hopefully by 2022 we'll be back to normal, and hopefully everyone will be healthy again. So
Yeah.
I don't know, it's going through waves for me, but overall I am feeling a lot more positive and hopeful about it.
I do think like as time has gone on, like and I have had this conversation, I think, with multiple people, is that it's interesting how we're able to adapt as humans and how this is the norm now. And, I just go
Mhm.
through the flow of my day, but I don't second guess it. Like I don't, it's just become normal that I just have to stay home and live my life. But what I do find interesting is, and obviously I'm so excited for things to reopen and like get into it all again, but it's been kind of a constant within at least other podcasts or people that I've heard chat about it, like, is there going to be this inherent anxiety when we do get back into life? Because now it's demanding so much energy from people that we don't always have. Like, we don't have to have the social interactions at nearly the amount that we were before. And I don't know, I'm just curious, like, am I going to feel anxious if I have like 5 meetings in a day where I have to be meeting with people? Because we haven't had to do that in like a year. Like we've almost been like preserving our energy in a different way.
No, I definitely hear what you're saying. I don't know. I do think it's interesting. On the flip side, I feel like people are like also extra eager to get back to it, but I know what you mean. We might not recognize how much actual energy we exert just through regular in real life
Yeah.
interactions. So I think it will feel a lot different. But then on
Well,
the
it
flip
feels
side,
different even from what even life was for me before. Like I would have never
oh,
second guessed it, and like being on the road 200 days out of the year, talking to a million people a day, talking to cameras all day, like whatever it is. But I feel like this has really forced us all to slow down. And I just wonder now, like falling back into those old habits, how is that going to feel?
yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see what parts of this stay. Like, are we
Yeah.
going to have, well, even actually, I was talking about this the other day with someone. Auditions, perfect example. You had a Zoom audition last week.
Yeah.
Is the first round of auditions always going to be on Zoom? Because why waste everyone's time to physically travel places? Why rent out the studio space? Why not just have the first round of auditions on Zoom? Is that something that will stick? I don't know. I'm curious. I
Well,
think
I
they're
mean, I think so. Like I think we're at a place now where in every industry companies have been able to like rejig. They get to figure out where they want to put budget and where they don't, and where they can save time and where they can't. And I feel like even from
time
like a
is money.
high yeah, and even from a hiring perspective, like beyond auditions, beyond any of that, just being able to get a quick glance. I mean, our editor will be editing this, but we got to do all of that via Zoom. And how amazing, like you get to connect with so many people and figure out right away, okay, this is a great fit. And I think the same is for actors. Like they're going to be like, okay, you're good, but let's not call in 100 girls. Let's just wait till we have our 5 favorites and then we'll pull them in.
Well, it's almost like a double-edged sword because I agree. I think it's great. And I think in so many ways we can save time. You know, I am like the queen of efficiency slash I hate like commuting time, things like that. Like I hate wasted time in that sense. And that
Yeah.
doesn't mean to say that I don't like time to relax, but it's like I'm either in my relaxing time or I'm like in my work slash going to a meeting or going to something mode. Why would I have to waste 30 minutes there and back? Like that's now become a huge luxury that we don't have to do that. And it's, yeah, things like hiring. Shout out to Alma, who is our new video editor for the podcast. And
Hey
we
girl,
got to do that
hey.
entire process over Zoom. And we literally got to make a posting the next day, have all of our meetings with everyone back to back to
Yeah.
back. And the beauty of it also, there's like less of like, oh, I was stuck on the subway broke down. So now there's a 10-minute delay. And then there's a little thing here. And then all of these little things that kind of build up to your day. And you have an hour again of wasted time that didn't need to be wasted. So
I
I
think
think
there's a lot more in this time of unwasted time. I feel
I
that way at
agree.
least. Like I
And
feel more efficient.
totally. And I think that's positive in terms of mental health that you have an extra, say, hour to dedicate to your unplugged time or your personal time or whatever,
As
because
opposed to like, yeah, sitting on a subway or waiting for someone at a coffee shop because they're 30 minutes late for a meeting, aka my
exactly.
least favorite thing to do.
Well, yeah, it's like someone that say was working 9 to 5 and say one of those hours was more like the diddly daddling, like the time that gets wasted. The flip side that I do want to raise though is that there is even, I feel like, a greater expectation to be on call 24/7 because everyone's like, what else are you doing? I know you're at home on your phone. So what do you think about that? Do you think
True.
it's going to cause more people to feel like they can't have that off time because there's no hard boundaries anymore because we're all at home, whether I'm in my bed or working at my computer desk, it doesn't feel that much different. So I'm curious, if it's a personality thing, if it'll be a positive or negative impact, or yeah, like a lifestyle thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it is a personality thing because I can very much differentiate like when I'm working and when I'm not. But again, I've always kind of been that way. So part of me is like, is that just a personality thing?
Mm-hmm. Are you the
But
type of
I don't
person?
know.
Are you the type of person to say not send an email past like 6 o'clock? Like, do you fully not look at the emails until the next morning, or do you take a peek? I definitely take
Uh,
a peek.
it's almost like I guess from my perspective, it's always been that the divide. How do I explain it? Like the divide happens so naturally that I don't know. I don't second guess it. Like, yeah, if that would mean that I would have to be on like shooting something at 6 a.m., that wouldn't feel like it's digging into my personal time. But then maybe that day at 8 p.m., I'll like be out on a walk as opposed to checking emails. Like, I don't know. I think it just naturally day by day because we are freelance and because that's the nature of our lives. It's just figuring out that balance. But I feel like no matter what the time and how the day plays out, there's always moments that are for me. And then there's always moments that are for work. And
I
that's
kind
kind
of,
of it.
I mean, I definitely agree in that sense. Like, I think we're fortunate to have the type of jobs, and now a lot of jobs are kind of turning into that where you have the
Yeah.
flexibility in terms of timing. And I think that honestly, overall, is a positive thing because people can then choose. I know I work best in the night hours. I'm going to have my free time in the morning and flip it now.
Yeah.
Versus they probably were first forced to do the opposite if they had more of a traditional kind of job in that sense. So that I find is interesting. I find, and this is going to segue us into something that I've been dying to talk about and share. I am more of a I'm more flexible with my timing and I'm happy to kind of work whenever or flip my free time to work time. But what
Yeah.
I have realized is that I have a very hard boundary with physical space and having physical space divisions in terms of my workspace and where like my living space, things like that. And I feel like maybe we've talked about it a bit on the podcast. Actually, no, we would have not even talked about it at all because I ended up
Yeah,
going
this
on
was
this
way
whole
after the fact, yeah.
totally. So basically, I had kind of been humming and hawing over the past couple of months, being like, I just feel like I'm exploding out of my house. My house now has boxes everywhere, and not necessarily in terms of personal things, but I had work things piling up. My gear takes up so much room. I would wake up and knock over a light on my way to get my morning coffee.
Uh-huh.
And not that it's like, oh, poor me, end of the world, but I was noticing that it was hindering my workflow and I wasn't able to perform at the level that I needed to be because there was just no boundaries. So I
Yeah.
was kind of exploring the idea of like maybe renting a space, kind of being able to expand a little bit. And then this is the funniest slash craziest thing. In the condo that I live in, my neighbor's condo went up for rent. And I was like, no, this is insane. Like, but I'll take a look at it. So I took a tour. And when I say next door, I mean the literal condo next door. And it's a bit different in layout. So it actually is way better optimized for a studio space. So long story long, I have now, and I'm currently in the studio
The
space next
studio.
door, which it has been a week. I got the keys last week and Tor, I cannot explain mentally how
The
great the
life
separation has
change.
been. And also just the ease. I can just come in here,
Yeah.
sit, it's all set up. So I am so excited to see if this does increase my productivity and just like the mental separation.
Yeah. It's true. Like I think based on especially the amount of content creators are expected to be creating, it's so wild to me that we're doing it in these confined areas. Like I don't think enough credit goes out to creators for like how creative we have to be, whether that's finding locations or yeah, keeping gear organized. Like we were even saying earlier, like no one gets enough credit for figuring out tech issues when it's like kind of a nightmare. So
Oh
I feel like
gosh.
it's so nice to yeah, create that divide, have like a new space to just be creative and it's so nice.
It just feels professional. Yo, the most exciting addition was I got sandbags. And
Yeah.
can I just tell you, like, so many times I have these big umbrella lights and they just kind of have like regular, like fluorescent light bulbs at the end. And so many times I would have the umbrellas not open. So it would just be like the light bulb sticking out. And I've knocked over the pole, AKA the light bulb
Yeah.
goes shattering. I've done that at least 3 times. So I bought sandbags and bro, they are changing my life.
Yeah,
Like it
that's like
sounds
an
so
Adam
dumb.
Magic original. Like he's so funny
Is
because
he a
in
huge
his
sandbag lover as well?
I mean, it's definitely a thing. I whenever I'm in his gear locker, which is like massive, it's like he has his own rental studio, which makes no sense. But there's so many sandbags, and I'm like, Jesus. And he's like, actually, they're kind of expensive because you have to pay for the sand and pay for the bag. It's just hilarious.
I feel like I've had so many like little projects like that. It was one of my holiday projects because I didn't realize this. When you order sandbags, at least what I did, they didn't come with sand in them.
Yeah,
So then
yeah. I know. I didn't know that either. You get a bag and you get sand.
I just assumed, like, I kind of assumed before I was looking into it that they would just send them with the sandbags. But then also
Yeah.
each sandbag's like 25 pounds. So that would be a heavy delivery.
Totally.
And on that, when I was ordering it, they're like, warning, does not come with sand. So I was like, where do I even buy sand? Like, do I just rummage into the field behind my house, or do I like,
Home
where
Depot.
do I do this? So
Yeah.
I went to Home Depot and bought like children's play sand. So one day I was sitting in my bathtub just filling these up, and I was like, this is where life is. Like, I'm just filling up sandbags and I'm so happy about it.
Yeah,
I've
it's very
up,
humbling.
I loved it, honestly. And I've been doing, I feel like with this extra time at home, of course, we've all been taking up new hobbies, but especially in January, I feel like there was so many different hobbies that I was exploring. I was doing like resin paintings the other day.
Interesting.
I mean, baking again. It's so funny. I saw a tweet where it was like, being in your 20s is just doing everything you've always loved, but without any shame attached to it. Like, you know, when you're younger, you'll get made fun of for your hobbies or whatever.
Yeah.
And not that I don't feel like personally ever dictated that. Like, if someone was like, oh, that's dumb. Like, I was always the type of person who would embrace it / promote it. I was the juggling club captain, which maybe should have been made fun of more, if I'm honest. But I loved it. So anyways, that being said, there's just been so many little things that I've really just been taking the time to not rush through. Even like gift wrapping. I was wrapping Megan's gift, and I just had so much fun doing it. I took the time to make it better, and that's my goal. I'm going to be a better gift giver. I was talking to you about this
in
the other day.
2021.
That's my goal. Yeah. I want to be more
interesting. Better. Yeah, I feel like I have definitely not gotten into more hobbies, but I definitely feel more focused on my goals. But I don't not in like a hobby way, like more in like a big picture way, like just kind of like the truth of who I will be in 10 years. I don't know. Like, it's very weird.
Can we share any of this? Have you had any revelations?
I don't know. I don't know that it's any one specific thing. It's just a mental clarity of like, I have arrived. Like, I don't know. I just kind of get it now. I get what all the work has led up to. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll just like, it'll show itself within 2021. I think it's just coming from within.
I think there is like something to be said for a level of like mental peace and like finding that. I mean, we all know it can be so hard. So when you kind of realize you're there, and it's almost harder to notice, because I find when I'm in a really healthy mental state and I feel like I'm doing good, you don't notice it because everything's just happening. You're living in the moment. You're present.
It's true. You only realize it when you start to have the downfall.
Totally.
And you're like, oh, I've lost it.
Oh, I'm happy. That's good. I'm glad you've come to the clarity.
Yeah. I mean, not that 2020 wasn't, but I think it was a hard year for everyone. And there were so many changes. And I feel like now finally in 2021, there's a level of consistency, even though it's not like happy consistency because we're still in lockdown, but at least it's a consistent life. So it's like easier to create good habits and like easier to, I don't know. So that's kind of that.
Wait, I have something that you're going to be so proud of me for this. This was kind of along the lines of like 2020 goals. One, being a more conscious gift giver. I have a problem because my love language isn't gifts, but I know a lot of people's love language is. So I'm going to be putting more effort into that. So that's one of the goals. And like being more thoughtful with wrapping it. I want to be wrapping instead of putting things in a bag last minute. So that's one of the goals. But this goal is where I think you will be proud of me.
Okay.
And it's to be less of an extremist with my spending. So you know me, I am.
Thank God, we've discussed this at length, and it's crazy to me.
Yeah, I am definitely someone who is tries to save as much money as I can. I do want to be.
I was going to say, what's the nice word for cheap ass?
I'm very cheap with myself. I like to think that I'm still fairly generous with people around me, but when it comes to myself, I don't want to be frivolous with my spending. And I try to be very conscious of that because it's something that's important to me. But on the reverse, I go to the level of like, say I need a new pair of jeans. And I'm like, well, nope, I don't need a new pair of jeans. It's fine. I'll just make these ones that don't fit or have a rip in them or whatever. I'll make it work. And it really, I mean, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. And so my goal, basically, the reason what inspired this is December was a super crazy month. I ended up having to do a bunch of gear upgrades and I ended up renting out the space. So I felt like I ended the year with just spending so much money. Cause I was like, well, now that I'm buying things, I might as well buy this too. And I kind of need a new camera and I kind of need a new light. And then all this stuff adds up. And then I just go crazy. And I have like 1 or 2 days where I just am in a shopping spree. Got the new iPhone. I just was like, might as well just do it now. instead of being probably, again, more healthily balanced and just throughout the year, and again, not being overly frivolous, but as I need something or something's broken or whatever,
You
just
just replace
upgrade it when
it.
you need it. Whereas
Yeah.
I go, it's okay, I'm just going to make this work. So my goal is to, as the year goes on, if there's something, and even it can be maybe more frivolous desires. Oh, I just want to buy a new top. If I have the money to do so and it's not putting me in financial stress, then it's not bad to buy things that you want. And that's what I'm trying to navigate the boundary of a bit better. But my goal is to
That's
be
nice.
a bit better. Are you proud of that? Because that's like
I
your
am.
MO.
I think my MO is very much like I'm heading to the grave. So like, and this money's going to be left to my children. I don't know.
You are smart with your money, though. Let me put that in there for people listening. You are smart with your money first.
I should say that first. I believe in financial literacy, and I also believe in savings, and I also believe in, number one, spending within your means. I think it's really easy, and especially in this day and age, for people to compare themselves to like, especially like people online that every week have like a new Chanel bag or like are just spending in a way that is so unrelatable. And I think
Lifestyle
that's
inflation.
it's lifestyle inflation. It's really bad. And it's such a bad look. And I've even had people DM me saying that even sometimes if I'm promoting a sweater that's like, let's say $100 or 150 or something, and they're like, oof, like, is there anything in a more affordable range that you could share? Because I just think, why are we all promoting that everything needs to be luxe and the most expensive thing? And like, I also don't believe in that. And I will be the first to say I am Walmart over Chanel any day of the week. Like that is definitely much my vibe. But anyways.
I was going to say this
ahead.
totally goes into like the influencer world as well. Like it's so easy to be like, oh, here's a sweater. Someone's like, hey, link the sweater you're wearing. I link the sweater that I got from Revolve. I don't overtly in that post maybe say, just so you know, this was gifted, even though I know obviously I disclose that in like say a haul or whatever. But if someone just DMs me, what are you wearing? I'll link them my sweater. And they go, oh my God, she spent $200 on a sweater.
I know.
But really that was something that was gifted for a video a month back. So even the perspective does get warped. And I'm the first to admit our careers contribute to that. So it is interesting. And
I feel bad even like within our own circles. Cause like, I know there's times where we'll get gifted things and like a friend of ours could be like, oh my God, I love that. Like I want to buy it. But then for them, that's like a $200 investment or purchase. And like, I totally get it. Like it's not, anyways, all this to say, do all the smart things first. Don't let the internet sway your spending in the way that like you're spending outside of your means.
But don't feel bad about treating yourself. I guess that's the takeaway.
I guess my takeaway is very much, and again, it maybe is a love language, but a way that I feel like I've always given back to myself has been enjoying the reward. Like, what's the point of working so hard if you can't have a moment to appreciate your hard work? Like, I think it's setting those goals, and then like sometimes I'll say to myself, like, okay, at the end of March, if I've done X amount of dollars and X amount of campaigns, I will get myself that ring I've been wanting for 6 months. Like you already have the goal of like the treat. So I feel like that's just like a helpful thing. And also like a version of self-love. Like, thank you, self, for like putting in that work. Here's a beautiful diamond.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love the sound of that. And I am working on it. I think honestly, I had just trained my brain for so long and out of a good intention. Like my intention.
I also think, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, but it's just
getting to a place where you can enjoy it.
Well, it's going back to what we always talk about. My core issue is that I'm very extreme in things. Like I'm one end or the other, and just finding a more neutral, like leveled out area is where I'm trying to be. But no, I've definitely just like trained my brain to be like, well, I know that's not going to make me happier if I get it. Sure, I want it, but will it actually change my life? No. And then I like reason with myself too much.
Interesting.
But the whole reason that I'm saying this is I wanted to share my impulse purchase, which I don't think you will be a fan of. But,
oh God, what is
and
it?
This is, again, so unlike me, but I had just finished this past weekend moving everything over into the space and cleaning it out. And this might sound so dumb, but my feet were in so much pain because I was kind of like barefoot, like in the houses, like, but lifting heavy things and didn't have arch support, I guess.
Oh, did you get the Amazon foot massager?
No, but do I need to?
I've heard a lot of people talk about it.
Maybe I will add this to the list, or to the list. Let me pull this up. So must have been at like 2 a.m. We finally finished cleaning and moving everything over. And I was like, I'm going to go to bed. So I hopped in the shower and like my feet were aching and I'm laying in bed. And I was like, let me just watch a YouTube video and drift off to sleep. So I was watching actually Claudia's video. She had like a monthly favorites video. And I don't think I've ever been so directly influenced to this level for something so dumb, might I say.
Okay.
But she's made this video and she's like, I have the comfiest like slippers. They're kind of hideous, but they're like so comfy. I can't explain it. And they're on sale right now. So I was like, let me go check these out. These are called Soothies.
Okay.
Also, this is not sponsored. I want to be completely clear.
These are called Soothies.
Soothies is the name.
Okay.
And let me go back onto the screen so I can show any of our visual watchers.
Have they come in yet?
Not yet. They're en route.
Oh God.
So soothies.com. Let me pull this up. So this was a purchase made at literally 2 a.m.
Jesus.
Oh, I think I just got an email of an update come through. So it is honestly the most hideous thing. They are slip resistant, waterproof, and 4 centimeters of cushion. Apparently they're very comfy.
Okay.
Can the camera see?
Oh my God. Wait, but they're not like fuzzy.
No, they're not fuzzy at all. Pure foam, pure comfort, pure hideous, but also slightly almost Yeezy in a way.
Well, I like them. How much are they?
Oh, $39. It wasn't like I spent a cajillion dollars on them.
You made it seem like you're like, I'm in on investment pieces. It's like $30.
When did I say that? I didn't say these were an investment piece.
No, but
I just
you made it seem like you're like, I've been shopping. Oh my God, wait, they're kind of amazing though.
I think they're amazing. I was talking to some other friends the other night and they all made fun of me for my Soothies.
Oh no, I think those are amazing. And I could actually see those being like a quality like cottage shoe or like a quality like pool shoe all summer long.
I have so much vision. The original vision was to wear it in the office space, but I think this is going to become a fashion statement. I think honestly it looks kind of Yeezy. I'm team Soothies and I'll let you know when they come in. I hope they fit. It's called new technology. So extremely comfy is what their claim to fame is.
That seems like something I could also get behind because, you know, it's also like dumb things where I go out and I'll like take my recycling down or my garbage and like you don't want to be wearing like a big UGG or like something annoying and you just want like to slide in.
Do you think we can contact Soothies and they can sponsor the pod? Because I think this is going to be our podcast our uniform.
That would be amazing. I would literally show this. I would show it. I'd be like, it's a Soothie. Oh my!
I think we can make it a thing. I'm really excited. I know it might sound dumb. It was a big thing for me because I just want a Soothie. I'm going to get a Soothie. So that was my big crazy spend of January.
That's cute. I was telling you this last night that I bought the so I was really into Scandal through January. I restarted it. I had already seen it, but like, you know, when you can restart a series from the beginning and you kind of get back into it all over again. Sure. So I had done that with Scandal, and Kerry Washington iconically always drinks wine in Scandal. It's kind of her thing. And she has the like long stemmed, beautiful Crate and Barrel glasses. And like, to be fair, they never call it out, but I just like knew that they were Crate and Barrel. I don't know why. I don't know how I knew that. So then
other good wine glasses Crate and Barrel as well?
Yeah, maybe that's why I knew.
Okay.
But anyway, so I cleaned out, so specific, but I cleaned out my cutlery and my like actual kitchen goods and organize them all. So it's like now all the Tiffany champagne glass, like everything has its place now and it's way more cohesive. Cause you know, we get gifted like torri mugs and I'm like, I don't want this in my house.
And you have like a bunch of random mismatch. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't want the mismatch. Like I wanted it to be uniform. So then when I was going through all that and kind of doing a binge, I was also in the middle of watching the show. So I was influenced to buy the Crate and Barrel glasses. I'm really happy. I like them a lot.
Wait, can we have a visual on screen for all of our YouTube watchers?
Oh, I could literally grab one. Okay,
we want to see it. I would show you my Soothies if I had them, but yeah, it's funny though. Okay, when Tori's talking about all these mugs with their names on them as she goes to get her glasses, I will fill you with this story. I was kind of bringing over some utensils and kitchenware to the studio next door just because I was like, oh, if someone's coming over here and we're working, obviously in a post-COVID world. Whoa, that was way quicker. I was ready for a full story time. Tori's back.
No, to give length, like it's literally longer than my face.
Does it feel like extra like dainty and refined? Like what's the experience?
The experience is that I'm Kerry Washington. No, I'm kidding. The experience is that she feels like so like luxe in the show. And it really felt that way because they're so skinny and then you just feel like skinny, you know? Like I don't know.
Do you get nervous that it's gonna fall over? Or no?
Didn't I teach you guys this, guys, on the podcast? So I went to some professional courses about learning how to drink wine. 2 fingers on the top, 2 below. This is so that in any party, in any scenario, someone cheerses you, you have literally the most control that you could ever have with a wine glass. 2 on top, 2 below. That is the way. And I was taught that. And
Wow.
specifically for the wine, it might, yeah. So 2, that's it. And you're just the strongest and you have so much. So no, I'm not worried about them because I have so much control.
You know the technique.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love
Between
it so
the
much.
wine glasses and the soothies, add these to your shopping list. Poddy Talkers.
True. I don't know when this became the shopping channel.
I know. I have actually another confession. I lied when I said I only made one frivolous purchase. I made
what
2.
else did you buy?
You
Other than
you actually will
soothies?
be proud of this one. It was a Zara purchase, which I've never
You
shopped
never
at Zara.
shop.
I shopped maybe
I'm
at Zara
so
once
proud
in my
of
life.
you.
I go back and forth because I'm like, is it fast fashion? Is this? I don't know. I was influenced by TikTok and those high-waisted jeans with like the rips in the knees, the high-waisted wide
Oh
leg.
yeah, I've always
ones that-
liked them, but the problem is like I'm so short. Oh, speaking of oh my God, this is worth discussing. So to your point, yes, I know exactly the jeans you're talking about, but I'm 5'1".
Can I tell you something quickly?
Yeah, are they
those
terrible?
jeans? Well, they haven't come in yet. I just ordered these the other day, but they are a raw hem, so that way you can cut them because they are known to be extra long. So I'm just gonna cut them if they're too long because I also don't have very long legs. But
You do realize I hate arts and crafts, and that entails cutting jeans.
bro, you have a problem. You just cut just straight across.
No,
Very
I
easy.
cut pants. I cut pants in high school, and you know what happened? The top was
What?
like this, and the bottom was like this. It was not
Okay,
a
I
proper
can't-
measurement.
Well, then that's some work you need to do on your own. I can't help that.
Maybe
Okay.
that's a mathematical issue, not a arts and crafts issue.
More of a visual. It's like you just look and cut. Like that's
No, but it wasn't even. Now that I'm thinking about it, how?
But bro,
How
you
is
just
it not even?
listen to this. Can I tell you a hack? Just fold the pants in half, and then the legs are together. So
The question is, what did I possibly do to make that happen? I must not
Anyways,
have been
what's your
cutting them at the same time. I must have cut on one.
independent legs.
Yeah,
I
that's so
understand.
stupid. Okay.
You know what? We all make
So
mistakes.
this
Everybody
story
has those
is
days.
fucking funny. So basically,
What?
speaking of being influenced by the influencers, because that's literally half my day every day is that people influence me. Like, this is why I know our jobs
We're all
have
just
some value.
copycats.
Yeah, because I literally do the same shit. Like, I watch people's stories and I'm like, damn, I need that. I need a smoothie. So
Claudia, just I hope she was
Yeah.
getting commission for my smoothie.
literally. So anyways, so speaking of, so this one was interesting because it wasn't an actual influencer. It was a legitimate ad, which that never happens. Like, normally an ad would not influence me to swipe up to purchase, but this one did. So Aloe Yoga, this was like a month ago. They had
Wait,
launched.
you made that as a purchase?
No, all that stuff was gifted. Happened after
Oh.
the fact though.
Okay.
So this is almost the most ironic part of the whole thing. So literally after the fact that I do this really hilarious purchase, then they connected with me and they were like, hey, do you want to be gifted these like selections? And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying of laughter because I've already just supported your business in a real way. So
Yeah.
anyways, so yeah, I had gotten like a whole bunch of new Aloe stuff, but that was like gifted and that was super, super nice. But a month prior, they had put
Oh,
an
no.
ad out and it was this, I guess I'll call it like a butterfly pant. Like it's like a skinny legging and then a like slit up the front. So like
Oh,
an
yeah.
open slit.
I've
So
seen
like
those.
a legging, but then like an open slit. And then they were kind of promoting it like you could wear it with like a 6 shoe and like, you know, like an oversized sweater. Like, again, very like aesthetic TikTok Gen Z vibes. And I don't know why in my head when I shop, I think I'm a Victoria's Secret model. Like, it's an issue. Like, it's again the blind confidence of believing that like I am an extra small or like I am, like things that I'm just not.
Oh, God.
Like things that I'm just simply not.
You forget
So-
that you're basically 4'11".
So I basically forget that I am 5'1" and that I am so short and I have limitations in terms of what pants I can actually wear. So I order these pants and I try them on. Tell me that they literally, like, they must be this much too long. Like,
So they're just swimming off your feet.
It
Flippers.
literally looks like I purchased $150 worth of flippers because they're so long.
$150?
They were $150 leggings. And I think US even. Like, they were not cheap. But I
Wait,
was
so
like, oh my God, I'm going to wear these all summer long. Like, they're like amazing. Anyways,
I have a question.
haven't.
So they're a tight legging. It's basically like you've cut a slit up the front, so they just
Yeah.
flare out like flaps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the thing. All this to say, I forgot that I'm not a Victoria's Secret model, that these do not fit me the way that they, and this was the thing, I was influenced because of the tall, beautiful models that were promoting it in the actual ad. And it was literally to the point that I swiped up. Like, anyways, so I have them now. They're in my closet. My vision, I will say this, you know, that insane black boot that I'd like wear on a New York City night out, like the really tall ones.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, like Lady Gaga, crazy.
Yes.
So the pants fit when I'm in those shoes.
Oh my God. So you're going to be wearing a legging with that boot?
Yeah. So that I'm like, do I keep them? Because in that boot, they look amazing. Like they basically make me look so skinny and long-legged.
I have a question. Are these a legging that you would wear for fitness or for like fashion? Or both? Is it take you to the yoga studio, to the club? Both. I understand.
No, I do believe it is a workout pant, which is why I think I'm a bit
Bro, I swear to God, if you ever show up in a post-COVID world to a workout with me with those giant heels on, I am immediately unfriending you. I just can't.
Well, then part of me is like, should I just go and actually get them properly fitted? Because part of me thinks, like part of me thinks if I wore the right shoe and then got them hemmed to that like a cute runner, that it could be worth it. It's just sad. And then I also know myself.
You know what? I might have an inside connect.
Who?
Do you know that my father is an incredible sewer? I'm not kidding.
Danny doing things?
Danny doing things. He does all of the things. He can hem, fix any buttons. He's incredible. He's a seamstress.
Danny, I'm coming. Yeah. Wait, I'm going to come to his shop.
Honestly, I can maybe do a drop off for you. So we'll stay in touch on that.
Okay. I can chalk them. You know how they do
that? Yeah, pin them. Try them on and like pin them and it'll be perfect. But my question is, if you were to hem them, do you lose the slit though?
That's the thing. The magic of the slit is that it's a long slit. So I'm like, it takes away the whole magic of the pant.
Wow. So, our problems are so wild. This is incredible. I'm like, I bought a Soothie and it's not in yet. You're like, my pants are too long.
Yeah. I mean, anyways, shout out to Aloe. Like, honestly, their stuff is so nice. So I'm just blessed. And then part of me is also like, should I email them and be like, guys, can I send these back to you? Like, they didn't work.
Well, I have a very funny story that's kind of similar. So I was posting on my Instagram about this whole studio as well. And I obviously for work things, I don't mind investing in, coming back to spending money. I was like, I know I need some new gear and some new tripods and things like that. So I spent a pretty penny on a bunch of new gear, and good quality gear is quite expensive. And I was like, it's worth it. Let me do it. So I ordered a bunch of stuff, and I am not kidding you. So I posted about it on my stories, and then the exact same gear brand replies without, like, I hadn't mentioned that I had just bought the gear. No. It was en route, and they go, hey, we see you're moving into a studio. Let us know if we can like send along some things. We'd love to be included in like your video, which was super generous of them to offer. But I was like, guys, this is hilarious. I just spent like $1,000 on your website. So
could you just send it back? And then,
well, I mean, at that point I didn't like, it felt too like weird to be like, oh, no, just let me send it.
Yeah,
like, I was
fair.
I was obviously happy to spend the money anyways, but it was that same thing where it was like, I mean, obviously that's a huge like perk of the job, but I was like, I'm going to include you anyways for free. So
yeah, exactly.
Don't worry about it.
Just keep me in mind. Yeah.
That's like, again, irony. That is the theme of this episode. Sweet irony.
Sweet irony. Me spending $150 on these Aloe pants that do not work. And then a week later, them being like, hi, make selects. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, just LOL.
What are some brands, like, what are you like vibing on in 2021? Like, I feel like there's been like a shift. Let's vibe on these 6 sweaters that we were gifted from Brunette the Label. They say all you need is self-love.
I love Brunette the Label. I mean, obviously I love Shop Jaclyn Forbes a bit more, but I will say I love Brunette the Label. And I think I've got a discount code, Babes Club Jaclyn, for 15% off.
Wait, actually, are these a part of it? You don't have one?
No, I don't know if these are part of it.
Oh, but yeah, check that out, Babes Club Jaclyn, because this collection is like what I'm loving.
I saw a really cute sweat set it's the Valentine's Day collection. It's like the gray matching sweatsuit. I thought that was super cute too.
I got it.
Oh, you got that one?
In the mail. Blessings. It's the one that says I love you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so nice. I want to shoot it today. Like, I want to go like take some pictures in it because it's so cute.
It's super cute.
I've also been having like a deep rooted love affair with diamonds, and I need to stop. Like, I need like more Missouri diamonds. Like, it's a problem, and I need to not.
See? No. This is very unlike me. I don't know how to.
Are you also buying diamonds?
Yes, but no. So I was in a FaceTime call with some of my hometown friends, and we always joke that my one friend, Maggie, she's been dating her boyfriend for 8 years. They've been like high school sweethearts. And
Yeah.
he's also a part of our friend group. Like we grew up with all of them. So it's cute that we have like two people in the same friend group that have been dating for so long. They're so in love. They're so adorable. And
Yeah.
we always joke that they're going to, like, he's going to propose to her soon. Like they're going to get married. And it's just like the running joke in the friend group. So I was like, Maggie, like, tell me what rings you like. So that way, if like Dav ever like text us, like we know what to recommend, like we know what you like.
Yeah.
So we were on a huge diamond like binge. So I
Yeah.
picked out, you're gonna love this ring. Obviously, very Hailey Bieber inspired, but you need to
Yeah,
go
that's the
see.
one
This
I
is
love.
a shout out to the Clear Cut on TikTok. They have amazing rings. Look at this ring. Is this not the Hailey Bieber ring?
Oh my God. But how much is that?
So that ring is $61,000. So very affordable, you know, just so approachable, something you'd want to have, you know, dangling on your finger every day. It's insane, but I have to say, damn, these diamonds are all so gorgeous. And I don't ever care about rings. I don't even want to get
I
married, but I'm like,
know. I don't
that's
know
the
what
ring.
it is. Like
That's the one.
I was on like Missouri last night and I was like, damn, there's just something about a diamond. I can't
Like, it's
explain it. They had put a new one out and it was like $1,000. I was like, oh my God.
Can you see this on the video?
No,
Is
it's
this
still blurry,
focusing?
but it should come. Wait, is that a joke? That's a joke, right?
15.6 million. That's a real diamond.
Oh my God, but who would ever wear that?
Well, and this is also my thing. I actually, okay, I'm saying this. I definitely do not know a lot about this. So I'm going to preface, don't take anything that I'm saying seriously, but I think there might be some truth to it. So I don't know. I hear that the diamond industry actually is very problematic. There's something to do with like blood diamonds. A lot of people actually are dying to get these types of diamonds. So I hear, even though a lot of people who like maybe are a bit snooty about it or upturn their nose about, oh my God, what's the other type of ring? Moissanite, the thing that Davina would not approve of on Selling Sunset.
Yeah,
but
I give no shits. Like fake, it's not even fake. Like it's man-made diamonds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
it's another beautiful stone. So everybody kind of like shits on it and like turns their nose up. But like, I just kind of hate that energy. I'm like, you do you. Like, also, it's way more affordable and apparently 10 million times more ethical. So I'm like, why aren't we all just moving over to moissanite?
I think we are, though. I think
Are
our
we?
generation is going to be much more willing to like just like that, accept that as truth. Because also, even the price difference,
that's the standard.
Like I had seen moissanite ones that are absolutely beautiful that are like, you know, $4,000 or $5,000. That's like a reasonable priced ring that could maybe be in someone's budget. But like Tiffany rings, for example, that's like $30,000, $25,000, $40,000. Like, is that someone's like monthly budget, like for a ring? Like, I'm so confused.
I mean, hey, if you gotta do what you want with your money, but I also think on a personal level, I think I would be actually a little scared if I was like,
yeah. Also, you know,
wearing
me, I lose everything. Like Adam has said to me so many times, he's like, I'm gonna have like 3 rings for you, like one to wear on vacation to lose in the ocean, one to lose like when you're just like,
and the good one in the safe,
flow, and a good one that sits in a safe. Like it's just like you gotta know your audience.
Well, I think, and also just, as a safety thing, like, I feel like I'm so, like, we're both so independent. Like, imagine you're just walking on the street and you don't know who's out there. If they see, like, a big old rock on your finger, I'm like, there's got to be, like, horrible things must happen, right? I don't know. I'm scared of it, but also in the same vein, I saw those TikToks and I'm like, I think I'm ready to get married. So
I know. TikTok has just really informed my life lately. It's such an amazing app, and I can't even begin my love affair with it.
200% informs a lot of my purchases or like things that I'm interested in. No question.
It's so good.
And I think in terms of like, if we're going to talk industry, I think a lot of some companies who are maybe more like cutting edge and like, if you get it, you get it, they're on board. But I think a lot of traditional companies are not understanding the value of it right now. And I think it is the most pivotal thing in digital marketing.
I agree.
Right,
I think if people don't get on it soon, they're going to already be behind the curve. Like this is basically what Instagram was 10 years ago. It's like the beauty of what Instagram used to be.
And what I don't know if a lot of people understand, especially companies who are trying to market to the younger Gen Z kind of audience, is that a lot of Gen Z, they all hate Instagram. They think posting on there is embarrassing. Like that's not where they want to be.
Which I find that really funny because I think millennials, like we kind of grew up on it. It feels more, I guess that's how we feel about Facebook.
I do think something about Instagram. Like obviously I know it is a part of my job, and I'm always selfishly like love to post my stories and things like that. But I
Yeah.
do understand the sentiment that they're saying in terms of user behavior. I don't go on Instagram and scroll in my feed that much. I post because I'm a narcissist or something. But on TikTok, I sit there and scroll for hours where I would never do that on
Yes.
Instagram. Like there is
Interesting.
something to be, I get it. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
but
clearly I don't get embarrassed by posting, but like
no, that's
I
what I
can
mean. I think
understand their
more
mindset.
I think, I think as millennials, it's how we felt about Facebook when Instagram came out. How we were
Yeah.
like, oh my God,
Now our
Facebook
moms
is
are
so
on there. Like,
awkward. Facebook is
yeah.
so awkward. Why is someone commenting on my wall? I feel like that's how Gen Z feels about Instagram. They're like, oh,
This just reminded me, and I don't know if I sent you this screenshot or if I sent you the TikTok, but either way, you need to hear this. It was someone screenshotted it. It was like a tweet or something, and they're like, "Never forget the day when I got Facebook and I was trying to search up my crush's names like 8 times, but I was actually posting it as my status. So you just see like the name posted, and then he comments on it and goes, "Hello," with a question mark. Like,
oh no.
how embarrassing! You don't know how it works. Like, and that was all of us when I first got Twitter.
Yeah.
That was like what, back in 2010, 2011. I didn't understand how Twitter worked. Like it
I
made
mean,
no sense to
we
me.
must have had it would have been Facebook first, then Twitter, then Instagram.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Interesting. I loved
But I didn't
Twitter.
understand any of it.
I posted like 5 tweets a day back in the day. I loved Twitter. And now I could not even imagine posting a tweet. Like it's weird how you just kind of outgrow it. But I guess that'll happen. Like that'll happen with all of the apps at some point.
Oh,
Like, we're just going to
totally.
continue to shift and be on
Well,
the
I think
latest.
it is kind of the beauty of like our world in the sense it's like competition is always there. And like, whether it's with social media apps, platforms like that, there's always going to be someone trying to innovate something better. And I think it's good in the sense that it pushes people to make bigger and better things. It's like TikTok. It's been the best distraction ever.
I know. It's so good. And also what I like about it that doesn't exist on a lot of other apps is this like sense of education. Like I love that I can like learn how to make a meal in under 30 seconds. Like I saw this girl yesterday do what to do with a leftover banana, which I like have in my fridge. And she did like vegan oats with like a berry compote from like frozen berries. And I was like, oh my God, that's so easy. And I could do that. Like, I just love the education portion.
Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of people tend to roll their eyes. And sure, there are like the stupid, hilarious things, which I still enjoy on TikTok. Like I love that makes it part of TikTok. But I think a lot of people also fail to acknowledge how educational it is. Like there's so many, even things like say Photoshop hacks or Adobe Illustrator tools that I'm trying to learn better and continually like grow on. Whereas they'll have a 60-second tutorial, which will teach me 3 new things. If I go to Google the exact same thing or YouTube a video of it, it'll be a 15-minute video. And I'm like, get to the point. Like,
no, that's what I was saying. I was saying to a friend the other day, because we were having a debate because they're older than me. And their argument was that they prefer long form content. So whether that's a podcast, YouTube, a long blog post, like that's what they love. And I said, oh my God, I totally disagree. Like the magic of TikTok to me is that someone can so efficiently tell me a story in 30 minutes or 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Like, and that's what I love about it.
Well, that's the thing. I am not one or the other. I completely obviously see value in both, but for things that could be in a 60-second TikTok, show it to me in there. Of course, there's moments where I want to watch an hour and a half long of frenemies and embarrassingly just like soak it in. But it depends on what like the mood is or what I'm trying to achieve. If I'm trying to relax and just unwind while I do my makeup, I'm going to want to watch an hour long podcast. But if I'm trying to learn a new skill, give me those quick 60-second hacks.
I agree.
Like that's so helpful.
I agree.
So I think it's great. And it gives me hope. Again, this is another, not only an ironic themed podcast, but also the hopeful filled podcast. I feel hopeful about the younger generation. I am so inspired by them. And that I agree. It makes me happy.
They inspire me. They keep me young, honestly.
I'm trying to stay hip. It's so weird to be at the age now where
I know we're starting to lose our cool. Like our cool factor is going out the window. But I don't think it actually is, because I'm friends with a lot of people in their 30s, late 30s even, and I feel like I still find them really cool. It's just you just change and you just adapt.
I agree. And it's weird. I think youth and all of that is like a mental state. Like in my head, I still feel the exact same way I did when I was
Youth
15.
is wasted on the young, as they say.
Totally.
It's so true. It really is.
Like it's very interesting.
Shall we rose and thorn?
I think so. I do, though, also want to give some inspiration and just really get everyone excited for this year of Poddy. I'm very, again, hopeful and inspired by 2021. We are working on the back end. I know a lot of you loved our episodes with guests, and we also love having guests on as well. We had so many road bumps and hurdles, obviously not being in the studio. We are working
Yeah.
on some solutions, and we already have our own personal list of people we want to reach out to, and hopefully everyone is game to join.
Yeah.
But also comment down below if you have any
Who would-
specific guests you'd like us to
Yeah.
contact. Hopefully now with Zoom, it'll be a lot easier, and we'll have a good thing going. But we want to have some episodes with guests, obviously not every episode, but just something to get excited about. And obviously, as our viewers, we do want to hear what you're interested in hearing and seeing. So always feel free to comment and give us some inspo.
Inspo and love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Inspo
agree.
and self-love.
Inspo and self-love. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I have not done my roses and thorns in a hot minute. So Tor, we definitely should hop into it. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. So a thorn of the day.
Everything that just happened prior to shooting this.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The tech issues before. No, I'm going to be specific. The thorn of the day was those damn AirPods not being charged. We finally just spent an hour and a half, and then I'm like, are you kidding me? Why aren't these charged? So that was annoying, but again, dumb. A rose is, I'm very proud of us for learning some new skills. And I think from what I'm seeing right now, I think this looks good. I think we figured it out. So that is definitely a rose. I always love learning new things. And I think we have nailed this. Another rose I have to say is the studio. It's been so incredible. And I think it's going to really positively impact both my work and just my personal, like, mental health. And that's going to be good. And then something I'm looking forward to, a rosebud, is I'm going to get outside today and go on a walk. I feel like we've been very fortunate with some sunny days.
We have been so lucky that it's been nice weather.
The last week and a half has been like gorgeously sunny, and it's shocking because we should be in snow right now. So I don't know if that's a global warming problem, but I'm going to embrace it for the time being. And yeah, I'm going to go out for a walk. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I love that.
What about you, Tor?
Thorny thorn. I would say the thorn is that just, I hate tech issues. I mean, similar to what we discussed, but like, I find it really exhausting because I don't know what's going on. And then I just sit there and I'm like, ugh. And it's the impatience in me that plays a role, obviously, in that, but I genuinely hate it. So I'm super happy this actually came to life today and that we have an episode for you guys.
Me too.
A rose is that, oh my God, did I do some good old designing work last week? So our friend Megan, who we talk about on the podcast all the time, Megan Taylor, she is getting older, and I created a custom card, and I won't discuss. I know. Well, I can't discuss it yet because it's not her birthday yet, but I'll give you the lowdown. It'll be out, basically.
No, you've got to show them. This will be out next week, and then it's like 2 days before her. Like, I think you've got to show it. It's hilarious. It will add value.
I can't show it because if she sees the video, it's going to give it all away. But I'll give you the lowdown. Next episode, we'll show it. Next episode. Basically, all I'll say is this. He's got something to do with it.
Oh, get out of here. This was my birthday gift to Tori like 3 years ago. See, this is why I'm trying to improve my gift giving, because that's what I gave her. That's what I gave my best friend as a gift.
It's iconic.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Well, clearly I love it. It's literally sitting on my desk. But anyways, like the low key
that has nothing to do with it. You are lying.
Yeah, it does. I'm not giving it away, but I'll come back next week with full details. But
Tor, I will add in, Tor was the most crafty she has ever been. For someone who hates crafts and any
I killed it.
Digital arts and crafts.
I did a great edit. So I'll share that next week on the pod. That was a rose. Another rose is, I got all these meal kits yesterday. So I'm like actually excited to kind of like have some nice like cooking situation tonight. Do a little vibe. I'm excited for that. And then a rose bud. Adam and I have some fun things coming up, which you'll probably hear about in the coming weeks. Again, I'm being the worst because I'm vague in all of my responses today.
So ambiguous. We're adding mystery.
Some fun things to come. So stay tuned. No hints to give there, I guess, but it's going to be good. That's it.
Year of doing things. As Kylie Jenner once said, I just want to like do things and experience things because I just don't feel like I'm experiencing things. So I just want to experience things more.
I loved that. I loved that. That was great.
Okay. It's been so nice to be back on here. Truly, this is something I was missing and craving in my life. It's nice to have not only a catch up with my BFF, but also be able to connect with all of you. So I hope you all are doing well. Let us know how your year is off to and what you've been up to.
How are you guys doing? Mm-hmm.
How are you?
How are you?
We are
Please
sending obviously a lot of Yeah, we're sending a lot of love this way. We know this has been a crazy, basically full year now. So hope
Yeah.
everyone's doing well and staying safe. And we love you all.
Love you all. See you next week. We are back. Poddy is back. Get ready to sit on the toilet and enjoy the time.
And flush away all those bad thoughts from the day.